And after such a long journey in selling off one of the last pieces of property, I finally hit over $1 trillion. What's Gucci my Phenom family? Hope you're feeling absolutely phenomenal. My name of course is Eddie, and guys, today this video was supposed to be a series of videos of me finally getting the attempt to go for the $1 trillion goal. And as some of you may know, the jewelry method has unfortunately been patched. So that was my personal favorite one when it came to actually making the attempt, because getting that much jewelry and just duplicating the money gives you so much better odds long term, and to do it in such a short period of time. But fortunately for you guys, today I was actually finally able to hit that goal. Now, I have been keeping it a very good secret on how much money I have in my main account on BitLife, but since the jewelry method has been patched, I have been stopped around $58 billion. Now, I don't necessarily see it as a fair comparison to show that account specifically, due to the fact that the current glitch that I was using has since been patched. And with that being said, it actually did take me about a week and a half to actually hit this goal and put out this video. And I know in the past, I've shown you guys how to make millions upon billions of dollars in the past. But with this particular way of how I did it, it was purely luck. And that is honestly the best way that I can explain this. Now, what I mean specifically by luck is that I've attempted this multiple times in the past, about 6 months ago, to try to get to $1 trillion. And I have never seen such rapid growth before in such a short period of time. Now, given the social media update, that was one of the biggest helps. So becoming famous is now the next best thing in order to make the most amount of money in such a short period of time. In fact, that 99.9% of my luck came from strictly posting on social media and having about my second video, give or take, go viral, and actually getting me over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, this basically gives you that platform in order to grow super fast. Now, given at the age of 13, you're able to sign up for social media, and I chose YouTube as my main source, mostly because of the fact that you're able to post, and once you become monetized, you're able to make money while you post, as well as promoting on your channel. And fortunately for me, after my 12th attempt of trying to do this, I was able to finally get a video to go viral pretty much right after I signed up for social media. And that gave me such a huge advantage and such a huge head start on becoming a social media influencer. Once I finally became famous, I was able to get all of my accounts verified, as well as finally be able to do photo shoots, books, as well as commercials and TV shows. Now, with my newfound fame, I pretty much just posted as many times as the game would allow me until they got sick of me, as well as posting on all the other social medias that are available. Now, if you're trying to do what I did, I highly recommend that you choose one specific social media as your bread and butter. In my case, I picked YouTube, mostly because I make YouTube videos myself, but I wanted to be able to promote on my channel as well as making money from the views. Now, a couple other things that I highly recommend in order to achieve this $1 trillion goal. It's very hard to do that in one lifetime, and I was not able to do that specifically in one lifetime. So I highly recommend that you start buying jewelry and or property, because that is going to give you more money in value over time, and you'll be able to pass that down over to the next child that you have. Now, just a couple more things. If you're trying to stay famous for a very long time, make sure you're taking care of your character. Don't continue to age up just so you can post and go on to the next thing. Make sure you're going to the gym, make sure you're working out, reading books, meditating, and doing just those general things like diets and going to the chiropractor once in a blue moon in order to take care of your BitLife character. Now, another thing is never stop trying to become more famous. Now, what I mean by that is that basically I went from voice acting and then eventually acting, eventually getting another role into a lead actor position, making roughly over between 1.8 million to around 3 to 6 million a year, if I'm not mistaken, give or take. It's just I was making a lot of money and repeating this process over and over as many times as I could. Now, if you're on Android, you actually have an advantage by doing the casino method, because it is currently still working. But unfortunately for this specific video, when I was trying to do this method, I was on my iPhone and I wasn't able to actually do the jewelry method anymore. So I continued trying to become famous. Since trying to attempt these methods on both platforms, I did notice something extremely interesting between Android and Apple, is that on Android, for instance, you have higher odds when it comes to gambling. And I don't know if that's just me, because I've done this method so many different times, but when it came to getting things like your job as well as becoming super famous, and I mean like super famous, Apple has that edge. It's more of that social media butterfly instincts versus the gambling or trying to steal stuff or do bank robberies on the Android platform. Now, just another example. On Android, I've only been able to get close to around 50 million subscribers on YouTube on my Android device, and I was able to surpass over 300 million. I don't know the exact number, but it should be on screen right about now. On Apple, I was able to get well over 100 million subscribers on YouTube, as well as the other platforms themselves. So that's why I chose this Apple device more so for this attempt. Now, in my first life, I was able to get over $100 billion, which is in fact the most amount of money I've ever made playing this game. Now, once again, if you're making the attempt to do exactly what I've done here, do not make the same mistake that I did by living in the United States. Now, what I mean by that is if you pass over your money to your next child, you will in fact get hit hard with taxes. So if you're new to this channel and haven't seen the previous videos, try to live in a country that doesn't charge taxes at all, like Canada, Norway, and or Monaco. These are my top picks for places that will in fact help you avoid taxes. So in round 2, I pretty much just made the attempt to try to become super famous again, and I wasn't able to get as famous as I was the first time around, mostly because of the fact that everyone was at a much more higher age, because I got pretty old in my first life and I was able to achieve so much in the first life. But that's again because I got super lucky early on with getting a couple videos to go viral and getting such a high number of followers at a very young age. And this is exactly why I think it's very important that you invest into jewelry as well as real estate, because these are things that are going to help you in the long term and make you a lot of money over time. So if you invest a couple $100 billion worth of real estate, by the 4th generation, you should have a huge number chilling in your bank account, at least when it comes to your assets. As I continue to rinse and repeat the 3rd generation, which I just now found out I don't have any footage on, that's where I've made most of my money. I was able to have a child at a very young age again and pretty much just try to rinse and repeat this process. This time around, trying to become super famous by becoming a star. That is one of my favorite methods on how to become super famous very quickly, because all you pretty much need is someone who's very attractive. Just a quick side note, if you're trying to maximize the most amount of money you can get from promotions, make sure you're checking that and don't accept the first offer every single time. Now, what I pretty much mean by that is that if you go into any one of your social medias that you are able to promote on, you should be able to click on that promotion and see what the first offer is. Don't accept it, go back out, go back in until they give you the higher number. That way, instead of making around 100,000 for a specific thing, you can make close to a couple million for that specific promoted product. So pretty much rinse and repeat that as many times as it may take you. It took me about 4 generations in order to actually get over $1 trillion. And when I finally did get it, I had to sell off pretty much all of the properties that I've owned. So with that being said, selling off the last bit of properties, we finally were able to hit over $1 trillion. But just a quick fun fact, in the first 2 generations I lived in the United States, so I lost a lot of money in taxes, was able to finally immigrate over to Norway in order to save some of that money. So if you do in fact look at the accumulated wealth that my generational family has made, we were able to actually break over $1 trillion, around $1.5 trillion in this entire family. And pretty much like that, guys, that's exactly how you make over $1 trillion in BitLife, or at least how I was able to finally make over $1 trillion in BitLife. And if you're gonna go and attempt this, make sure you have a lot of free time on your hand, because it does take a while in order to do this over and over and over again, and it will get repetitive. But now that I have it, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with all this money, so that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to let me know what was your favorite part. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the little notification bell just to get notified every time I put a video out like this, guys. I appreciate you. And also let me know what other videos you guys want to see, because I'm going to be stepping away from BitLife just a little bit more, and we're going to be doing some more interesting stuff on the channel. And I promise you guys, you will love it. So let me know what games you want to see me try out. I have a couple lined up, and also maybe an ASMR thing coming, just for you guys who keep asking me to make ASMR videos. So just like that, guys, I'm out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Can I get your number, baby? I'll give you